Question number 11. The following table relates an adult's body weight in pounds to his or her dosage of a certain medicine in milligrams. Use inductive reasoning to fill in the missing portions of the table, and then find the dosage of a person who weighs 375 pounds. Okay, so we're supposed to use inductive reasoning, so we're looking for a pattern. Now, if you notice on the weight, we go from 100 to 125, 125 to 150, 150 to 175. So hopefully you notice that what we're doing is we're adding 25 each time. And so to go from 175 to 200, 200 to 225, we're continuing that pattern. What's happening on the lower numbers? Well, it looks like each time we're adding 5. So the next number is going to be 45, then 50, then 55. So we use inductive reasoning to fill in the table. So again, we looked for a pattern. Now we're asked to go ahead and find what would be the dosage for a person who weighs 375 pounds. Well, one thing to do is just to, extend your chart. I want to show you another way that's a little bit, that uses a shortcut. So my next one would be 250, and then it'd be 275, 300, 325, 350, 375. And then we can just, for the bottom, just go ahead and add 5 each time. So we'd have 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. So my answer is going to be 85 milligrams. What if I wanted to, and I mean, the body weight, probably 375 is pretty close to the maximum there, but, what if it were for elephants, something that, could weigh a lot. So we wouldn't want to have to list out our table. We might have to put in 100 entries. So one thing I would notice is that when you go from 225 to 375, what's the difference there? So if I subtract them, so if I take 375 minus 225, I get 150. And again, we're counting by 25. So how many times do we, how many steps do we have? Think of it that way. Each step is 25 pounds. So I have 6 steps. Okay, so then in the bottom, remember each step was 5 pounds. So 6 times 5 pounds, or 5 milligrams, sorry about that, 5 milligrams. So we'd have to add another 35 milligrams. So the last number was 55, so I have 55 plus my 30, give me 85 milligrams. So that's just another way of doing it. For me, like I said, either way is fine. I am looking for you to recognize the pattern and to use that. For number 25, a college cafeteria pays student cashier $5.30 per hour. Cashiers earn an additional $1.20 per hour for each hour worked over 35 hours per week. A cashier worked 43 hours one week and 41 hours the second week. How much did this cashier earn in the 2-week period? Okay, there's again several ways of approaching this, but I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, so for that first week, week 1, she worked 43 hours. Okay. Now 35 hours are going to be paid at the rate of $5.30 per hour. And then anything over that is going to be for $1.20 more. So 43 minus 35, so that's going to be 8 hours. So 8 hours is going to be at the pay rate of $5.30 plus 120, or $6.50 per hour. And then the second week, she's going to have a total of 41 hours. And so again, 35 is being paid at the rate of $5.30 per hour. And then the excess, so the other 6 hours, are going to be paid at the rate of $6.50 per hour. And then I'll go ahead and compute these and add them together. You could go ahead and take the 35 and the 35, and you could, one shortcut would be to, these two here are going to be at the same rate. So I could take, 70 hours at the pay rate of $5.30. I could go ahead and compute that, and that's going to give me, let's see, 371. You should use a calculator for that. And then for the overtime, I got 8 hours and 6 hours. So 14 hours is going to be paid at $6.50 per hour. So 14 times $6.50 is going to give me 91. So the cashier's total for those 2 weeks is $371 plus the 91, so $462. There's, other ways you can compute it. This is one I just thought, you want to organize the information, and this just cuts down on the work a little bit. Number 28. A boxer takes 2 drinks of water after each of the first 4 rounds of a championship fight. After the 5th round, he increases the number of drinks by 1. If he continues to increase his drinks by 1 after each round, how many drinks will he take between the 10th and the 11th rounds? Okay, so if you think of it, so after round 1, how many drinks does he take? He takes 2. After round 2, after round 3, after round 4, after the first 4 rounds, he takes 2 drinks of water. So all of these are going to be 2. Now what happens when he gets to the 5th round? So after the 5th round, he increases his drinks by 1. So now he's going to take 3. I said, all right, so now if he continues, he's going to increase his drinks by 1 after each round. So after the 6th round, he's going to take 4 drinks. After the 7th round, he'll take 5 drinks. After the 8th round, 6th, and so forth. Now we want to know how many he took between the 10th and the 11th. So that's going to be after 10. So after the 10th round and before the 11th. So here I'm almost to that number anyway, so I can continue the pattern, R9 and R10. So it'll be 7 and then 8. And then the 11th round, I don't care, I want to know how many he took between them, so 8 drinks. That's going to be the answer. If I wanted to go up to, let's say it's a really long battle, really long fight, and they go up to 15 rounds or higher, there's a shorter way of doing this. Look for a pattern. So again, if I look at these numbers here, notice that, once you get past this first part, you got to get past all that. But so the 5th round, he took 3. The 6th round, 4. 7th round, 5. Notice that there's a difference of 2 between the round number and the number of drinks he took. So if I went down here, that's all right. So then after 10, he took 8 drinks. If I wanted to do 15, after round 15, he took 13 drinks. So you can also use patterns in that way, and I would recommend it definitely for larger numbers.